maybe in 6 months from now, 7 months from now, when you are looking to hit the next rank, or when you're somebody in your business is looking to hit the next rank. All right. But I want to really talk to you about you taking it to the next level. And I want you to realize it's not necessarily 100% correlated to ranks. This is just about you within this opportunity. All right. Give me 1 second. 2 for 2 for the day. We're going to kick this thing off in the next 4 minutes, family. And I promise you, Mr. Samuel, tonight, I have about 30 minutes worth of some conversation for you, some dialogue with you, some wisdom. I don't want to keep you up all night, as I know you do have to, get your beauty rest so you can recharge on some of your most valuable assets. Your most valuable currency, like your love, your gratitude, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All right, family. But before we kick this thing off, you go ahead in the chat box. Let's talk about it. What's one thing that expresses how you feel today? All right, that expresses the day you just potentially had. Talk to me, family. Talk to me. Talk to me. Flow state. Okay, that's a good start right there. Inspired, blessed, productive, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, family. One word that I will use to describe today. Make sure. 1 second. I gotta pull up my notes. One word that I would use to describe this day, family, thus far, is grace. Is grace. Is grace. Is grace. Is grace. All right. We're gonna start this thing off in 3 minutes, though. Let's go ahead and make sure we get our whole organization on this call. You definitely want to ensure you have your whole organization on this call. All right, this is gonna be stuff you already know, and it's definitely going to be Cobra blessed, tightened up, no slack, beautiful, beautiful. It's definitely going to be information you already know, you've probably been familiar with, but just that reassurance from someone who looks like you, walks like you, talks like you, just might give you that extra confidence tonight as we continue to matriculate, all right, and progress in this business. I want everybody to understand, especially in these times with these type of calls and leaders like myself stepping up and pouring into us and making sure we are profitable, winning and thriving in the opportunity on a day-to-day basis. It's not necessarily from a standpoint of speed. It's not from a standpoint of you lack any of the information. It's always from a standpoint of you just have what it takes, and people are going to continue to pour into you. People are going to continue to host these Zoom links. So on a day-to-day basis, when you wake up and you look to attack the day and you look to run the business, you are running from the most beneficial standpoint. Ruben, tell me, Ruben, I'm trying to do my thing. I got a little compliment today on my muscles for the first time in a long time. I said, okay, I could take that. But yes, definitely health as well, family. But let's go. I'm grateful to be here with you today, family. You actually have no idea. I'm going to go ahead. Let me go ahead and put on, give you guys a trade house piece today. Just because earlier I wore a different set. So I want people to be able to identify now that this gentleman, when it pertains to pillar, for my leaders, as it pertains to pillar 4, today on the day, I am up 8%. I'm up 8% as it pertains to pillar 4. I did the training earlier. I'm doing the training now. That's 4%. And I had a little in-person today with a group that wasn't within the pad. And that's sometimes, family, you don't always have to do work that directly benefits you. If you put it out there in the universe, it still counts towards the engagement that you're looking to gain. So I'm up 6%. So 6% today. I don't want to say 8. I'm up 6% today as it pertains to just that one pillar. And obviously, as you know, Mr. Samuel gets it done. So I've definitely got my 10 today. I'm going to close out my 10. And I'm grateful. We had a really, really good call earlier. And I really was just reflecting. All right. For some of you guys, I'm going to give you guys, just to be transparent, we got 1 more minute until we kick this thing off. My favorite, tell me what was your favorite, tell me what you think my favorite absolute part of the training we had this morning. Besides the love and the grace and the wisdom being provided, obviously, we know that's priority number 1. I really wish I had the camera so I could see you guys. I might start coming out to Pooh Shiesty at the next few events because that really made my day. You guys are just remind me that we're human, we're in the same place, and that was really beneficial. But if you weren't on the Platinum 150 and up, Cole, it's no big deal because your leaders have what it takes. All right, family. Before we begin this thing off, I want everybody to know that your leaders, the leaders we have, I'm willing to not only put my money and bet on them, family, but I'm willing to invest my time. I'm willing to invest my last breath to make sure that these individuals, all right, provide exactly what you need for them, family, and that's exactly what they're doing on a day-to-day basis. So before we begin, let's just get some love. Let's get some hearts in the chat. Love, love, love. Put it in caps or whatever you have to do, family, for our leaders, for all of our Platinum 150s, all of our Platinum 600s, all of our Platinum 1000s, Platinum 2000s, Platinum 5000s, and of course, all of our certified members in the chat on a call today, excuse me, with us, family. Let's make sure we fill it up with love, an immense amount of love, family. And before we begin and we're sending out love, family, we currently have 1,600 people on the call. Family, I think that we can do better. I think that we can do better. I believe that we can max out this call, all right, within the next 3 minutes. I'm so happy and grateful now that my family, all right, are full of beautiful people inside and out. They were able to actually expose more people to this opportunity. All right, we're not going to take too much longer tonight, family, but I'm grateful for you to be here, and I want to just provide you some opportunity as it pertains to your success, and I want to make sure that you are aware of the opportunities on a day-to-day basis, all right, and you take full advantage. Full advantage. We're in a season of acceleration. All right, we're in a season of growth. And I want you to accept it. I want you to embrace it. I want you to embrace it. I want you to embrace it. Drop a one with me today, real quick, before we kick this thing off. If you've been making some money, who's been investing? Drop a one. Tell us what product you're making it from. Tell us how much you made. Talk to us, family. Talk to us. Pivots. There we go. There we go. HFX, Cash Trap, Pivots, Bounce Back, BYOB. Shout out to those still of us on BYOB doing our own thing. Okay, Cash Trap, Sensei, wow. DCX, Web Slinger, Swipe Coin, Go Live, Hourglass, Steady, Thor. There we go. Can I see some what am I looking for? DCX? You know what there we go. Oh, there you go. There we go, Clean Smooth. Swipe Coin Scalp. I want to hear a lot of that as well, family. That's what I've been seeing. That's been able, to allow for people like me and you on a day-to-day basis to not only double their accounts, triple their accounts, but actually have the confidence to go out there and run their business. So shout out to Swipe Coin Scalper. Shout out to HFX. Shout out to Cash Trap, 2.0. Beautiful. Shout out to Pivots. Shout out to Steady. Shout out to Mr. SPX himself, Lano. I love you guys. Shout out to all of the beautiful family. And real quick, before we kick this thing off, you guys go ahead and tell me in the chat box, how much money were you able to profit from today? What were you able to actually profit net? What did you make today in your accounts? 50, 300, 250, 360, 17. Beautiful. To my family members, 12K. Wow. Those of you guys who dropped 17, I love you. I love that more than I love this 12,000, but I love them equally as much. But shouts out to everybody. I want everybody to understand, in the words of my brother Ruben, in the words of my brother Ruben, all profit is good profit. All right, all profit is good profit. If you were able to have a brokerage account, if you were funded up somewhere across the board, and you were able to make sure you at the very least profited $1, you won. So I'm proud of you. I want to let everybody know, especially family. I was talking to someone yesterday who had one person in the business, legit one person, and I was breaking it down to them to the fact that if you were able to profit $10 a day. Actually, can you profit $10 a day? This person says, yes. I asked the individual, okay, if you're able to profit $10 a day, all right, for the next 7 days, that means you've been able to profit $70 a week. And if you're able to profit $70 a week, somebody tell me in the chat box, where does that put us on the month? 200 and what? How much money does that put us on the month? $280. Beautiful. All right, each and every one of us, we know, especially with the range of profits that we've been able to drop in the chat, those of us as low as 17 and as high as 12,000, 16,000, $20,000, we each and every one of us, we know that we can actually take $280 and we'll be able to not be profitable in the market, but we can actually start to turn a profit as it pertains to the residual side of the income. We can put our face in the camera and actually talk and allude to the success that we've had, and really allow for people to start to embrace and understand on and off camera, in real life and on social media, the power that this opportunity has to offer. So shouts out to everyone on here, especially if you made over $10 today. I feel as if $10 is the minimum, all right, which you should be looking to make a day. And if you really don't have any constant withdrawals or constant success, family, I strive for you to go out there and make $10 to $30 a day on a day-to-day basis, especially if you're new in this business, family, because there's no better thing as compound interest. Compound interest. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. And no profit is little. All profit is good profit. And I'm blessed and grateful to be in a room full of beautiful investors right now. And we can talk about exactly what it's going to take to make sure you get to the next level. All right. We're approaching 2,000 people on the call. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I know who God has fit for us tonight will be fit for us tonight. So let's kick this thing off. I want to begin this call in prayer. I would like for everybody to please close your eyes and bow your heads, all right? And I want everybody to know I don't force religion upon anybody, but I will force faith upon you. I want you to believe in something. I know we have several different religions. It was the most beautiful thing. I seen David post a photo on the internet, and he says he was with one of his leaders out in London who happened to be Muslim. And I remember I was at dinner actually with an up-and-coming leader who was Muslim, and we were just having conversation about faith, and it just warmed my heart because it made me realize that it doesn't matter where we come from, what we believe in. It's the fact that we believe in itself, family. That is the most beautiful part. So beautiful, 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 beautiful things going on, family. I love you guys. I can't wait to see each and every one of you guys, whether it be at the 100 Summers event, whether it be at the BBP event up and coming, whether it be at the event in Atlanta up and coming, family, whether it be at our Millennial Story. You will run into Mr. Samuel this year, family, and I will praise you because of the success that you've created, not only for yourself, but more importantly for those around you. All right, so please, 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 please bow your heads and close your eyes, and please join me in prayer, family. Dear Lord, thank you. Thank you for waking us up this morning, Lord. Thank you for dying on the cross for us, Lord. You are Lord and Savior, Lord. Please continue to watch over, protect us, and guide us, and lead us in the right direction, Lord. Please, Lord, I ask that you touch and bless anybody on this call, any of my family members, anybody in the world, Lord, who is associated with us, Lord, and anybody in general, anybody who's going through anything, Lord, I ask for you to allow for them to overcome this situation, Lord. I allow for you to ask for progression to fall in their life, Lord. Please, Lord, please continue to bless us with opportunities disguised as other things, Lord, that we can take full advantage of to continue to elevate and progress, not only in this business, but progress into walking in our purpose, Lord. Please, I thank you today, Lord, for allowing for my family to continue to be consciously aware of the fact that we are more, Lord, and we can work towards that every day in your light and your blessing. I ask that you fill each and every one of my family members on this call with love, grace, positivity, and all of the great attributes that you've already continued to provide us on a day-to-day basis, Lord. Please, Lord, I ask that you send maybe not clearer signs, but you just continue to send signs, even if we aren't aware of the blessings that you provide us. You continue to send them, Lord. Thank you for being so forgiving, Lord. Thank you for being so loving, Lord. And please, Lord, thank you for giving us the opportunity to honor you, Lord, and work in your purpose. And I pray, Lord, I pray that you allow for us to continue to come on these Zoom calls, continue to have this business on a day-to-day basis, to not only pour into one another, Lord, not only to pour into our family and our bank accounts, Lord, but to truly, truly, truly pour into the world, Lord, for which I know you see greater for what we do. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. 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 Drop our heart in the chat if you receive it. If you receive it. If you receive it. If you receive it. Beautiful. 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 And I want to highlight the fact, family, that I don't ever pray on you specifically to make sure you follow what I follow or practice what I practice, because I know each and every one of us, we were born in different parts of the world. All right. We were born with different beliefs, and we all have some sort of faith system that we practice on a day-to-day basis. And the only thing I truly want to do is for you to receive the blessings, which I know the words will be poured into your life, and more importantly, realize that you can exercise your faith in the same fashion. All right. And pray over me with whatever you believe in, because I know I need those blessings. I know we all need to receive it. But I receive it. I feel a love and grace on a day-to-day basis. But now let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right. Everybody drop a money bag in the chat. Let's drop a money bag in the chat. Let's drop 7 figures in the chat. Mr. Samuel not talking to you about nothing else. Mr. Samuel, he say whatever he want about whatever. He's talking to you about seven figures and going to places that you've seen fit for yourself, places that you envision in yourself and you're manifesting the person you're looking to become and what you're actually looking to do in your life. Not to say ultimately, but what the things you're looking to do in your life in the near future, the next 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. I want to talk to you about making sure today, tomorrow, we are consciously working on that. We are consciously working in that effort. And that's why I named this chat, just accessing the next level, all right? Being aware of what it's going to take to hit the next level. And it's not necessarily to the rank. I want to get the exact words. Put it in the chat box. What are the exact words that we titled this chat today? What do we title this chat? You taking it to the next level. All right? You take it to the next level. They said, does dependent spend? No, dependent does actually not spend. Mr. Perez is actually in the process. All right, Mr. Perez. Mr. Perez has made a lot of money trading recently. He's actually in the process of making sure we get these pendants to spend in the near future. But we're talking about you taking it to the next level. You taking it to the next level. Family, I want you to understand what is something that is going to happen in your life. You will take it to the next level. All right. And I want to make sure today, tonight, we are aware of the things tomorrow on a day-to-day basis we need to be doing to be ensuring, that not only our business is progressing and GB is moving, but more importantly, we are taking it to the next level. All right, family. And tonight I want to talk to you about one specific thing. I don't want to take up too much of your time because I know your educators and I know your leaders and a lot of our certified chairman leaders, they've been educating on a day-to-day basis. Drop a one if you got on the training today by one of your chairman leaders. If one of your chairman leaders helped you out, maybe a prospect call, helped you out, maybe a three-way call. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. And with all these ones, go ahead and send some love and send some hearts to our beautiful chairman leaders because we do not really know what goes on behind closed doors in the life that they live, but all we know is that as it pertains to the love and grace that they have not only for them, but their business, which we're involved in, all right, we know that that is at the highest magnitude and on a day-to-day basis, they exert that for all of us. So let's go ahead and drop some hearts, some hearts, some hearts, some hearts, some hearts, some hearts. Your heart should be filled by the way your upline gives you, even at the very least proximity. All right, even at the very least proximity. It doesn't matter if they hurt you, they loved you, they kissed you, they made you upset. I'm joking around with the kiss, but they made you upset, they made you laugh, et cetera, et cetera. I want you to know that they are giving you the proximity you need in order for you to win, family. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So let's get into this thing. I want to take 30 seconds, 15 seconds for everybody on this call to make sure that you go ahead and you get your notebook out, your pen out. All right, I'm about to get a drink of water, family. We're going to kick this thing off. And I promise we'll get you out of here in a brief moment. But also, I promise, more importantly, that you're going to have some good information about you taking it to the next level. All righty, family. Alrighty. So let's kick this thing off. Let's kick this thing off. All right. So as it pertains to you taking it to the next level, family, there's not a lot of things you really need to know. All right. I want everybody on this call to be extremely clear about one thing. In this business, in life in general, less is really more. Less is really more. When you have a lot of options about things you should be doing on a day-to-day basis, it kind of clouds our judgment to actually prioritize what really is set up for us to, not to say make the most money, but to truly fulfill some of these things that we want to do in this life on a day-to-day basis. And in 2021, especially with the words that people are speaking over us, all right, the terminology that is being used, the year of acceleration, the year of extreme growth, all right, when people talk about you're going to reach massive levels of success that you've never seen before, family, you have to understand that, yes, these things are written, people are speaking them, all right, but you need to ensure to make sure that you are in alignment with the information to make sure that you truly reap the benefits of what people have to say. And I want you to understand that there's not a lot of things that you have to focus on for you to truly reap the benefits of accelerating to the highest rate, of thriving in this business at the rate which you see fit, or not even what you see fit, but which the universe and which your leaders see fit for you, all right, at the end of the day. And I want you to understand that. I want you to understand something very clear, family, very, very, very clear, all right? I'm gonna help you get your priorities in order today. I'm going to help you get your priorities ordered today, and I don't want to take up too much time, and I'll keep referencing that, fam, because I don't want you to think you don't know what it takes, especially for you to continue to matriculate and hit the next rank. All right, now, as it pertains to certain ranks and specific levels of success to this business, yes, there are different things that you're going to have to do on a day-to-day basis. But all right, if we're talking to everybody at large, all right, I feel like there's some firm principles that should be practiced on a day-to-day basis to ensure people are working consciously to make sure they hit the next level. All right, I want everybody to know on this call that whether you realize it or not, all right, there are people working in your favor to make sure that not only you hit the next level, but your whole organization continues to advance, whether it be from via Forex, whether it be via HFX, whether it be via DCX, or whether it be via e-commerce, or even via residual income. There are people actually working in your favor to ensure that you continue to advance. All right. One thing for me that actually was like, it humbled me very, very much so, was the fact that I had people around me and I was unconscious of the fact that they were helping me thrive in the ECX space. Right? Drop a one if you've been thriving in the ECX space. Drop a one if you would like to see Mr. Samuel clear up 100 orders. All right. Do sales. All right. And I had to be aware of the fact that, and I had to be grateful. All right, I'm going to start to say a lot of these words, a lot of this here. I'm telling you, you have to be grateful of the fact that, oh, wow, these things are actually happening to me. But you need to be aware of what's happening to you so you can make sure, all right, I can really, not to say dominate, I don't want to stay away from that word, but more so really walk in this light that you see for yourself, especially when we talk about who you are and where you're going in this life that you live, family. All right. And the number one thing that I want to talk to you about first, all right, first things first, we're going to talk about getting your priorities in order. All right. And I want to talk to you about time management. All right. And there's other things as well, belief. All right, operating from the greatest version of yourself. These are a lot of great things that I've been coaching on and speaking on. All right, but I want to save that juice for you a little bit, right? You're going to see me in the near future at one of these beautiful events that your chairman leaders are putting on. And I'm going to talk to you about operating from the highest form of who you are, et cetera, et cetera. But before we get to that, because you've already heard that, tell me in the chat box real quick, what are the three forms of that we can operate from as it pertains to us as humans? All right, what are the three parts of the body that three parts of, there we go, mind, body, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then you see, it's crazy, I see Bree tag me. Anytime I mention this, I think of Bree. She's one of the first chairmen I think about. But a lot of the great leaders who we love to admire and we love to duplicate, honestly, and when we talk highly of them, we respect them, et cetera, they have consciously figured out, okay, this is where I want to be, this is who I am, this is where I'm going, all right, operating from the greatest version of themselves. And on a day-to-day basis, we're watching them find joy, all right, and allowing for the mind and the body to catch up to what actually they have to offer. But I don't want to talk about that too much today, family, all right, because I want to kind of be a little bit more, I want to give you the real, because when I was a platinum 1,000, when I was a platinum 2,000, platinum 600, platinum 5,000, chairman 10, these times in my career, I was actually operating from some of these parts, but I wasn't consciously aware of that. And I don't want to put that in your face and have you thinking about all this stuff, because you just might not need to be aware of that right now, because I promise you, you have to trust me though. I promise you that you are going to hear about some of these things, maybe not from Nathan Samuel, but maybe from a David Monetier, or maybe from a Bree, or maybe from a Keto, or maybe from one of these great leaders who we love on a day-to-day basis, all right, because they're constantly doing it. They're constantly doing it. But what I will say right now, before we get into it, family, you are great. You are great. And don't you ever wake up on a day-to-day basis forgetting that you're great. No losers mentality. You did not lose. You didn't take a hit. You are great. We are in the midst of greatness. I don't want you to think that you are in the midst of greatness. Family, we are in the midst of greatness. That's why I'm so great, because I'm in the midst of you. And we need to start to embrace that, but that has to be a conversation that is at the top of our head at every single day as well. Family, you are great. You are great. Put it in the chat box. I did this earlier with the chairman leaders. I mean, with the platinum leaders, with the leaders of tomorrow. I just look at everybody. We're one big success story. But I was talking to our leaders this morning, and I was saying we're in one big circle, and we were sending out hearts and love to each other. And I want to open up that floor again right now, family. We are in one big circle, all right, one big campfire right now. And this one is this is a pad style now, so it's a lot more of us, all right. You are actually watching your leaders in the fire now. This is beautiful. But I want us to all say, let's tell each other, you are great. You go tell somebody in the chat box, you are great. And whether you realize it or not, someone in the chat box is going to read your word. So you make sure you tell them that you are great. You are great. You are great. You are great. One of the biggest things I love about Zoom is that it literally connects us, all right, by the click of a button. But we need to remind each other, you are great. You are great. All right. And then you ask them now, because sometimes we may need that little reassurance to ask them. You need to ask, you're a star, right? Put it in the chat box, right? Give me a little emoji, whether you give me this emoji, whether you give me the emoji with the eyebrows like this. You tell me, you're great, right? You know you're great, right? Because sometimes they forget. Sometimes I'm with some of the top leaders and they forget. Yeah, there we go. You know you're great, right? You know you're great, right? Right. Go around and talk to people right now. Get the time. Utilize the virtual room that we're in right now. Tell our family members, you are great. 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 And now, family, the last thing that I want us to do, family, is drop a heart. Tell them that I love you. Actually say it. Express it. All right. This is, especially as a culture, as us as a family, we need to start to remind each other that I love you. Nathan Samuel, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love your upline. I love your downline. I love your left line. I love your right line. I love you. We are one band, one sound. We have one mission, which is to make sure that each and every one of us, we walk in our purpose and do the things that we see fit for our life. So I love you. 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 Get it out there. Love, love, love. I love one thing I love about Diddy. I was with my brother George Victor Christoph, and we were just admiring the fact that a lot of wealthy people, especially specifically Diddy, how they embrace the word love, 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 love. Say it right. I wish I could scroll through and see you, but say it now, family. Say it with me. Say it with me. Love, 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 love. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, family. And I had a pretty interesting day. I just came from the training, so I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really, really good, and I'm grateful to come back here now and just to be able to add a little bit more what we like to call stew now, all right, to your scenario, to your situation. But love, 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 love. Do not ever forget that you're a star. You know that, right? All right, and you are the greatest. You are great. All right, family. So now I want to talk to you about first things first, priorities. Priorities, all right? Family, whether it's your first day in this business, whether it's your 6th year in this business, all right? My advice to you, Mr. Chairman 250's advice to you, if you're looking to go far in this business and you're looking to really thrive, especially those of us who are actually in the motion of creating the success, actually writing the story, painting the picture, all right, right now, we need to realize that this needs to be number one priority in our life. Number one priority in our life. All right, family, this is where you want to definitely take the time to write in the your notebook, not the chat box. Trust me. But you want to make sure, right now, family, you make sure that Forex, Iron Mastery, Trade House, Launchpad is your number one priority in life. All right, family, we're going to talk about time management in a second. And I want you to realize that we all have the same 24 hours in a day. And before we even get into how you kind of want to be structuring up your days and things that you should be doing on a day-to-day basis to ensure that you win, things that you should be implementing, we need to be making sure of, okay, first things first, what are my priorities? What do I want to do? What do I care about? How am I going to get there? What things do I need to be doing on a day-to-day basis to ensure that these things really happen? All right. And if you have goals and aspirations, and you can honestly say at one point in life that you gave your opportunity, you gave yourself holistically to this opportunity because you said that this will be a vehicle for you to actually get to where you want to go in life or continue to fulfill your purpose in life, drop a one. Excuse me. I'm sorry, excuse me. Drop a one. They actually had some really good salmon for me, so I'm feeling really good. But drop a one. Drop a one. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So and I'm going to go ahead and drop my one as well. I virtually dropped my one, family, because me and you as well, there was a point in my life where I said, okay, this Forex I Am Mastery thing, this is it. All right, and I want to talk from my perspective alone. I don't want to talk from anybody else's perspective. I know that there was a point in my life where I might not have been matriculating or getting the success that I truly needed or I truly desired on a day-to-day basis because it wasn't a number one priority. I didn't treat it as such. In my mind, I still thought that there were other things that potentially could happen. I kind of wanted to take the easy way out. And I understand. I understand if you may be feeling like that on a day-to-day basis. Why? Because I was there. And I also want you to understand I'm sending love. And because I'm sending so much love and grace your way on a day-to-day basis, I kind of want to be the brother to tell you that, okay, you're going to have to pick a side. Either you're going to get wealthy with I Am Mastery or you're going to try to do something else without it. Period. Period. This goes for the P150 and this goes for our token of 750. Yesterday, he said, I Am Mastery or nothing right now. We're not doing nothing because it's only I Am Mastery right now, Nate. I can't venture off. We can't do this because this is going to be the door to that. You want to do this? You want to do real estate? You want to do this? Don't forget how you got to be able to even buy your first house, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Family, this is either going to be this or nothing. And I'm going to give somebody 30 seconds. Let's give it 10 seconds. If it's not this, you want to you don't have to say you want to remove yourself. I'm not going to give you 10 seconds to remove yourself. That's like C25, Nate, kicking you off the court, forget about you, da. But I love you. I want you to understand I love you. I'm truly growing up. I'm growing up. I hit Chairman 10. I was 21 years old. And it's been the biggest blessing to watch people be able to really thrive in this business because they made it their only thing. This is the only thing for them. This was the only thing that they said, is this or nothing? Is this or nothing? And I've been so graceful to watch people hit Chairman 10. I see people keep people like Ruben, keep people like Imran Ritchie, keep people like Ricardo Hussey. These are people now where even after reaching certain levels of success, you can see that they've grown through certain phases of their life and they say that, nah, this is it. This is all it is. It's nothing. It's nothing else. It is nothing else. And you need to kind of make the decision today, okay, if I'm going to go to the next level, if I'm going to advance, you need to it's in your heart. You got to realize it can't be from me to you today on the Zoom call, family. Is this or we take a different route? Is this, you get off the call, you go figure it out, you go do whatever. And I'm not saying that this opportunity is any more valuable than anything else. Because some people I know who have left the business and God has set up beautiful things for them. And if you ask me, I'm no God, but if you ask me, I could have said, damn, you could have came to this and it would have been a little bit quicker. But everybody has their own story and own route. But one thing that I would tell you about successful people, especially in this industry, they've consciously made the decision to say, this is it right here. This is it right here. And I'm going to sit my butt down until it gets done. One thing that somebody has probably never told you, but I want to tell you, do you know that you'll hit Chairman 500 until you hit Chairman 500? You can work to hit Chairman 500 until the day you hit Chairman 500. You can work to 750 until the day you hit 750. Please do not ever forget that you are the catch. You are the catch. But because you are the catch, if you don't believe in what's going on, if you don't believe that this is it for you, family, you'll always get what you put out. You'll always get what you put out. If you put in half-ass effort, if you put in this for something else, if you put in this to please other people, if you put in this for this, et cetera, family, you're going to get the same thing in return. But if you put in this to say, nah, this is it for me and my family, and this is what's going to take, what you think the opportunity said to me? The opportunity said to me, okay, you put this in for you and your family, so let me pay you out for you and your family. I'm in the process of building my mother a house that she doesn't want, so I know I'm getting another one. It's the most beautiful thing because I came into it saying that I'm going to do this for my family and whatever they want. Period. Period with a T. My chairman, period with a T. All right? And I'm not trying to flex. I'm not trying to be arrogant, but I want to be relatable to you. I want you to know that I am like you. I'm not on the other side. We are on the same side. I feel as if a lot of times in this industry, people try to make it seem in appearance like there's two different sides. There's not two different sides. There's one side, a decision, okay, this is what it's going to take, or I'm going to half-ass it. And you got to realize it, regardless of when you want to realize it or not. Once you're in Iron Mastery, once you're in this family, the vehicle that you're in, family, you're in one of the fastest vehicles in the world as it pertains to walking in your purpose. Because it does so much more than teach you how to invest. That's why I asked you about making money, because I know we're investors. Think about it. I talked to you about making money early on initially, and you kind of talked to me about that. That was a beautiful thing. But it gets deeper than that. It gets deeper than that. Look at all the success that's around. Look at all the love that's around, all the grace. Think about all the different team names. Think about the cover, think about the ground that we cover all over the world. I'm talking to Ricardo Hudson. Me and Ricardo Hudson about to go to Aruba to launch. Shout out Jeremy if you're on a call. I love you, my brother. But we all have to understand that even if it's in Aruba, if it's in Long Island, if it's in Hempstead, I said this on a call today earlier. I'm not going to say it again. But it doesn't matter what type of house you're in right now, family. All right, wink, wink. You need to realize that you have to make the decision. Okay, is this going to be for me, or am I going to not do this? Where is my priorities as it pertains to what is going on in my life right now? All right, and I want everybody to realize that the decision to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. It's 100% yours for the taking. See, God, he will provide you with the opportunity and the reasoning for you to consciously make that decision for yourself. But you have to reason. I said this earlier. There's a reason that there's good and bad, up and down. There's a reason that there's heaven and hell, yin and yang, family, because everything is not set up and destined for everybody to win. You can win or you cannot win. It's up to you, family. Decision is totally yours today if you want to make this a priority. And I'm going to talk to you about balance is not needed. I love reading chat boxes because you express what I'm going to correct. I love it. But also you got to realize, just sit back. You don't got to say anything right now. I don't talk on trainers. But balance is not needed, family. This is the most unbalanced life you will ever live, because all you do is help people live life and have fun and walk in your purpose. I'm not balancing out being average. I was never average. That's why average people try to come around me and bring average thoughts about how they are losers. And I'm just like, yo, you feel like I'm trying to disrespect them, but I live an unbalanced life. I live positivity. I prioritize my business, my family, impact, love, and then this is just unbalanced. So what is this? Launch, shorter plan, zoom, educate. Then I might get your mail, but it's back to zoom, educate. There's nothing balanced about you prioritizing this life for yourself. And everybody, I want you to realize today, you're going to tell me in the chat box, are you going to make this the 1, 2, or the 3? Because typically this opportunity is valuable enough for people to realize, well, I want this to be the 1, 2, or the 3. See, I hit Chairman 100 with this being the 2. I'll be honest. I lost it though. I D-ranked that Chairman 100, and I transparently say that. I don't care. About not even 4 to 5 months ago. What was this? It's like a year ago. When did we hit Chairman 100? I don't know. But I actually D-ranked from this rank because it was still a 2. I was in college. This was in London, right before I went to London. All right. Because this was the 2 for me. Family, this only has to be the 1. I won't make it the 2, or I won't make it the 3, because that means it's not the 1. This is the 1. This is the 1. And once you've consciously made the decision that this is the 1, because you trust and believe that this is going to help you not only make money, go chairman, et cetera, but when I say it, you don't ever take these words for granted when I tell you walking in your purpose. Because some of us are artists on this call. Some of us are movie directors. Rubens is a TV writer. Vic is an engineer. Tia is an engineer. Keita is a marketing major. Anta is a fashion mogul. All right. Ricardo Hussey is just a millionaire, rich, young entrepreneur going crazy. Imran Richard is an athlete. Anthony Miller is a fashion designer. He owns several brands. He does real estate. It's a lot. I can literally get everybody. I know everybody's life. All right. But you have to understand that all these people, they've made this the 1. They made this the 1 because Anthony Miller, Chairman 50, Chairman 100 Loading, he'll tell you that my clothing brand, the lines got way better as I started to prioritize this over that. And now it's just seeming like this is prioritized over that, but it's really this that's allowing for that to happen because I have more money for fabrics now. Remember, I wore Anthony Miller's clothes since I was a P2. Anthony Miller was P1, so I know the fabrics. And now I'm wearing the same fabrics and saying, oh, okay, it's giving me Dior vibes, but it's better because why? It's ours. And you need to realize that I'm talking, I'm having fun with it, but you got to realize you have a purpose in the why too before you join this business. And I don't want you to lose sight of that, but I also want you to realize that, okay, I have this opportunity now to walk in my purpose. Drop a 1 if that makes some sense. And I wanted to say that now because when we talk about walking in the purpose, now, you start to become aware of, okay, this is what he means. This is when he says, give my time to this now so my this could get better. See, me, one of my biggest things in life that I always loved to do and I wanted to tap into more was real estate. You think I was P2, I could buy a house? I just closed on my brother. We just closed on a 5-unit. It was the easiest close I ever seen. We closed on a 5-unit in Philly. And we rented out all five of the units. And like my accountant did in like 12 days. But you think I was prioritizing that over launching? You think I'm prioritizing that over launching? Or you think he's saying, my accountant's saying me, please send me, this. And because now, I don't know if you got the memo about this Chairman 250 thing, but this blessing me out a little bit. So now it's not about the money, but it's about the fact that I prioritized something. I took I extracted the resources and I poured it into something else. And this is what I visualize as walking in your purpose. Because I know this is a faith thing when we talk about walking in your purpose, but if I can kind of logistically give you some things to kind of, this is what he's talking about. I like to use my real life as an example. But right now, this needs to be a priority number one. And I want to transition into the next part now, all right? Drop one of that makes sense thus far. And this is a priority number one. And I really love the fact that our business is so vast and so wide, family, because I'm talking to all different walks of life right now. But you need to make this the one. And now I'm not going to tell you exactly how or why. I mean, I told you kind of how. I told you why, but I'm going to tell you kind of how, but I'm not going to really tell you exactly how or why. You're going to go figure that out. And the most beautiful thing is that you're beautiful leaders, the P1s, the P6s, the P1000s, the P2000s, P5000s, the Chairman 10s, the Chairman 25s, the 50s. On a day-to-day basis, they're going to help you. They're going to help you. Tell your chairman, tell your leader, your upline right now you love him in the chat box. Tell him you love him. And not me, not Mrs. Sam. Right? You say it to your chairman leader, but don't forget there's those big P2s in there, those big P1s, those big P6s, those big P150s, get you on the phone, helping you on a day-to-day basis, family. Those are the chairmans as well. Tell them you love them. Tell them you love them. Because they're going to help you on a day-to-day basis as it pertains to this next part that I'm going to talk to you about. And you need to realize that they're sacrificing, leaders especially, all of us, we have to realize that we're sacrificing and shutting off, all right, ideas and principles that were taught to us our whole life to kind of evolve and grow and to help you get through the door. So you need to appreciate that and express some sort of love and gratitude for the things that they've done. Because if you would have seen a lot of us 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it's not to say you wouldn't have joined the business, but you'll be that much more appreciative and your heart be filled up with love that much more. So you want to kind of, speak from that perspective today. Speak from that awareness today. All right, family? So let's talk about the next part now. Let's talk about the next part, family. You need to get your time back. You want to take it to the next level, you need to take the time back. You need to take your time back. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. And I love the love things going on. I love it. But I want you guys to pay attention now because this is real information. This may be the next big breakthrough. You have 24 hours in a day. Imagine if you gave 24 hours of your day for a year straight. What rank will you be? Tell me in the chat box. If you gave every single day 24 hours, what rank would you be? Some of you guys are really getting it. And it may seem far-fetched. Some of us think, oh, they're saying 50, 750, they're just saying that, 250, they're just saying that, thing. But you have to realize there's so few people who are at these higher levels of success because there's so many few people who have really took back their most valuable asset, which is their time. Your time is your most valuable asset, and depending on how you utilize it on a day-to-day basis, family, it legit can control your life. It will legit will depict what you do with your life. It legit will control. And you have to realize you have 24 hours with your day, 24 hours within your day, every single day. And you have the option now. You have the option each hour of the day to do one of two things. You have one or two things. You tell me in the chat box. You tell me in the chat box. I almost want to bring up the next chairman on the call right now. So the next chairman that's let me see if you're on this call. I know you're on the call, girl. But I just want to bring you on and have you tell us what are the two things. But I'm not going to do that, family, because the element of surprise, I love it. I love the element of surprise. But you tell me in the chat box. There we go. IPA or BV. You have two things to do 2 options to choose every single day as it pertains to what you're going to do at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 p.m., 1 a.m., 1 a.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m., and back to 12 p.m. You have one of 2 options to choose, family. You have IPA or BV. And what I want to talk to you now is about making sure you're aware of the fact that, okay, if I want to win, this has to be a priority. And I just need to make sure that I am doing the appropriate things with my time to make sure that I am winning the appropriate way. I'm winning the way the winners are winning. Because what happens now is there's so many opinions, there's so many beliefs, all right? There's so many different practices on a day-to-day basis. And Nathan Salmon wants to let you know that all of them do not create 7 figures. If you don't see 7 figures on them or in them, family, don't believe it. I get it. Sometimes we tell people you about to hit the next rank, so you tell, see your body. God. Family, if it's not there, it's not there. Period. Can I get a period in the chat? My ladies, my children, period with a T. Period. If it's not there, it's not there. Period. Period. All right. And you need to realize the most beautiful thing that people fail to realize is about if it's not there, it's not there, is that the fact that I'm not talking about in reality. I'm talking about up here. I hang out with people if they got it up here. And people often judge me when I hang around and put myself in vicinities with certain people because I know they got it up here. I'm not looking to see if they got a diamond chain on. I knew Ricardo would have a diamond chain before he had one. I knew Imran would have a diamond chain before he had one. I knew Anthony Miller would purchase property before he did. I knew Vic Hardison would build a house before he built it. I know Marquita Jackson was about to go buy a house before she had it. Because I'm not talking about what's going on from here, from a physical perspective, family. Do you have it up here? And then one of my most tragic things, Nathan Samuel to the world, you want to know what's one of my biggest things that even I'm growing through? I try to believe in people who don't have it up here when they show it in here. I'm just like, yeah. And I almost want to believe you. We live in a society where you can buy your way for people to believe you. You can buy your way through. You can legit buy your way through. You want to like this person? Okay, boom, let me buy it. You want to dress like this person? Boom, let me buy it. But how can you really feel like this person? How can somebody's mother feel like somebody's mother? One of the biggest things that I admired was Bryce Thompson, the way his mother felt. The way his mother was in Chanel. I said, okay, mommy. Mom, if you're on this court, don't play girl Chanel gloves tomorrow, my love. But I need everybody on this court. I need everybody on this court to realize, okay, you have the decision to say, okay, not even do you have it, because you do have it, but am I going to activate it? Because I already told you you're great. But you have the decision today to make, am I going to work in my purpose? Or am I going to scroll on the gram and watch Nate and all the leaders work on this? I'm going to say it again. Am I going to work on my purpose? Or am I going to scroll on the gram and watch other people work on this? Or portray the fact that they're working on this and they're not really working on anything and they're literally broke? I'm just a messenger, family. I don't want anybody to feel offensive about anything I say or do on a day-to-day basis, because I'm talking from my heart and I really love you, but I need you. The business has grown to a certain point where I want to be transparent with my family through even my situations, through my leadership, through the things that I have going on, family. You have what it takes, but you need to be able to consciously be aware of the fact that, okay, I have what it takes and I'm going to activate that. I'm going to activate that. And how are you going to activate that now, family? Talk to me. How are you going to activate that? We talked about the first part, about the priority, but now this is where we kind of go logistical, because the mindset, the mentality thing is cool. But for me, what kind of helped me shift was having set things to follow. That as I followed them and I disciplined myself, the hardest part was disciplining myself to follow it. And the most beautiful thing is, while I was disciplining myself to follow, realizing the change that happened within myself. I started walking different. I started talking different. I started attracting different type of people in my life. I started attracting a different type of love in my life. All right, I started to buy different things. I started to give away different things. I started to educate on different things. All right, and I really, most importantly, I started to do the things which I always knew in my heart I wanted to do. Why? What was the main thing that you did, Nathan? I just focused on I focused on the set loss of the things I need to do. And you need to realize today, whether you're 2 and 3, it's your first day, P150, 100 pounds, 1,000, C250, there's still set things that you have to do every day to continue to advance in the business. Doesn't matter who you are. what you do, how you portray, what you've done in the past. I can't use a training that I did 18 months ago to kind of satisfy your needs today because that's not law. They didn't say host a training in 2017 and in 2021 it would still be relevant. They didn't say make $1 million in 2019, 2018 and hit success and hit a rank in 2018, 2019, it would still be relevant. Any real leader who understands and know these things, that there's been times where certain things that might be happening in your business where, okay, pull back, but you got right back because now you understand law. You understand the metrics and the things you've done in the past, all right? It's not the same things that can help you go in the future. And I've lost people. I've lost great leaders in this business because they weren't really ready to understand the conscious fact that I need to just follow law and do what I need to do today. Jalen said this on a call yesterday. He stuck out to me. I said, okay. He said, success is due every day in this business. See, he didn't say success is due once. I've checked in a lot of success. I've checked in a lot of success. But tomorrow, when the GV universe calls for it, what do I have to do? Okay. And this is the most beautiful thing. You got to think, most people think that checking in is paying. You can't pay. You can't pay your way through this. You can't flex your way through this. You can't impress your way through this. You can't polish your way through this, fam. You know what you have to do to really check in when you say your rent is due, success is due? You got to say, okay, this is my 24 hours today. This is what I'm doing. And very early you have to realize that, okay, I am only interacting with IPAs today. I'm doing my 5 pillars, and my 5 pillars are only IPAs. So you have the option on a day-to-day basis to do one of two things with your time. IPA or BV. IPA, income producing activities. Income producing activities. BV, broke vibes. Broke vibes. I look on the internet, most people want to hang out with me outside of this business, they do BV. And I don't judge them because I love them. I'm gonna be honest, Nate can stand me more than you. I love broke vibes more than you, but I love IPA more than you. I enjoy broke vibes just as much as you, but I love IPA more than you. More than you. And you have to realize you have to sacrifice one for the other. I've seen people sacrifice IPA and they only indulge themselves in broke vibes. It's the most beautiful thing. They're having fun, but they're getting broker. That's why they call broke vibes. I want to change that because vibes is too sacred to me right now. Because when I do vibes, I do GV, I do vibes. It makes me think of one of the greatest traders in the world. So I'm gonna get a new acronym for that. But for right now, I don't even want to say BV, but BPA. What is BPA? Broke producing activities. I like that. I like that. Can I get a in the chat? Shiesty, I like that. BPA. The power of learning from your family. If you don't listen, family, you will never get through. But you can't listen. You can't listen to most people listen to teach. You got to listen and learn. I was really looking to learn. I knew somebody was going to give me something. BPA, because I don't like the BD. BPA, broke producing activities. Income producing. They still go with them. I'm also chairman party. We're going to play Oli Shiesty. I promise. All right? But you got to get chairman 10 to get it. All right? So let's get into it. So we have IPA and you have BPA. One, you have to sacrifice for the other. Sacrifice for the other. And one is often misconstrued always with the other. They're always perceived to be the opposite. They're always perceived to be what they're not. IPA, so you have income producing activity. Write that down. Income producing activities, IPA. Then you have BPA now, broke producing activities. Broke producing activities. All right. And it doesn't really matter the terminology. Once you understand the concepts, you got it. All right. But how can you really judge which one is which? Because remember, you have 24 hours in a day. You have 24 slots. And it doesn't matter who your upline is, your downline is, your left line is. In the world of entrepreneur, in the world of network marketing, in the world of investing, and as it pertains to you obtaining wealth, if you understand this concept, family, you are the catch. Don't forget it. One of my most interesting things to realize is when people talk to me like I'm the catch to their success. Oh, what you didn't do that, Nathan, 23 years old, bro. Cut it out. My mother still gotta do things. I don't got time to hold your hand. You're supposed to hold your mother's hand. So you got to realize that you are in control of your own success. You are. And you need to be consciously aware of the fact that, okay, what am I doing with my time? IPA or BPA? All right. And if you want to, this is the rules and the metrics now that you want to follow on a day-to-day basis so you can comfortably be aware of the fact that, okay, I'm income producing or I'm broke producing. All right. And remember, I told you they're often perceived to be the other one. But income producing activities, inflow, intake. You're making money, you're learning information, you're learning knowledge, or you're doing something to help someone else do one of those things. You're doing something to help someone make some money, intake some knowledge, intake some wisdom. IPA, income producing activities. You're gaining, you're winning from it. Broke producing activities now, outflow, outflow, outflow. You're spending money. You're giving out, not to say you're giving out information, but you're being drained of wisdom. You're being drained of knowledge. You're being drained of your time, and you're spending money. So what are a few things that are perceived to be good, but they're really BPA? Right? Check this out. Drinking with your friends. You're spending money. You're killing your time. Smoking weed. You're spending money. You're killing your time. Partying. You're spending money. You're killing your time. Here's the unpopular one they're going to hate me for. Vacationing. You're traveling. You're spending your money. You give me your time. What's another one? Video games. You're spending money. You give me your times. Going shopping. You're spending your money. You're giving your times. All right. But now you got to realize there's good and bad, heaven and hell. You got to pick a side which one you're going. There's still, okay, IPA, hosting trainings. You know what IPA really looks like on a day-to-day basis? You go crazy, zoom, 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 show the plan, 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 educate, 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 three-way, 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 pick up the phone, 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 call your team, 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 event, flights launch, Airbnb, launch, tour, leader call you, address, fix, problem happen, fix, launch. It's funny. It's funny, but this is the life that people live. And you see individuals like Imran Ritchie now about to hit chairman 100. He's making $67,000 a month because they laughed at him because you thought it was the BPA. And this is why now I say they're often perceived as the other one. You may see people now spending money, going to clubs, partying, all right? To be fully transparent, I can't even post when I socially do BPA activities because it's just like, I know this isn't me. And I watch so many people post it. I'll send 20 bottles in. Your WCW and your MCM too. Oh my God. But it's really a broke producing activity. Same thing for vacation. I watch people, it may be perceived that it's an IPA. Fam, you're going broke, man. I can't even vacate. I can vacate. I spend $20,000 a week and I say, yo. My accountant put on the internet, he said, no more, he texted me. They put on the internet, he said, no more Miami parties. Why? Because it's the transparent factor of it's what's going on. It's the reality. But now if you consciously are aware of the fact, and I'm not saying I had a party in Miami because I didn't have a party in Miami. All right, I was with my peers. Shout out Ian Jackson, Chairman 100 Loden. It was his birthday, and we celebrated Julian Kushner as well, Chairman 250 Loden. But through my celebrations, I found this breakthrough. I really wasn't lit. I don't get lit much anymore because I'm so focused on where we're going. I kid you not. But one of the things I was aware of this weekend was I watched Bryce Thompson in the midst of everybody partaking in BPAs. He stepped away to do an IPA. 10 p.m. Drop one if you stepped away and you seen Bryce Thompson 10 p.m. last night. And it just reminded me, successful people, they don't just fall into success. Successful people you got to realize now, the people who are thriving in this industry, they don't want to be traders. They don't want to be builders. They don't want to be known for building GV, building the business, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You got to see Bryce Thompson. He's always been like a philanthropist looking to give. That's why I love my brother. You see what he did to Morehouse College. You see what he's been able to do in his inner city, which then allowed for me to duplicate and do some of the same actions. But you got to see, successful people are obsessed. That's why I realize I pay attention to what people do with their time because it shows me their obsessions in life. Successful people, the people who are 6- and 7-figure earners, they're obsessed with IPAs. They have 24 hours in a day. There's 24 different slots. At least 17 of those slots are filled up with IPA. They are obsessed. And you see a lot of people, this industry, not a lot of people, but there's a great portion of people who are like stuck in these trends of not getting to where they need to go because you're obsessed with BPA. You're obsessed with broke producing vibes or actions. And you got to realize today, what are your priorities? Drop one if mom, dad, brother, sister told you growing up, you need to get your priorities in order. You heard that before. You heard that before. They also told you that you could be whatever you want to be in this life. No? The same person, drop a 10 if that same person told you, who told you get your priorities in order, told you you could be whatever you want to be in this life. And you drop a heart if you love that person to death. And they're part of that. You drop another heart now if they're part of the reason why you're in this opportunity. They're part of your quote unquote why to make change for your life. You gotta, you have to understand what's going on. None of these things happen for coincidence. But you have to be aware of the fact that, okay, wow, it really was written for me to be right here. You're not just dropping these hearts because you want to be a part of the heart dropping committee. I'm not making you do this to do Zooms to get cool. These are just things that we have to become aware of, and we have to help each other become aware of it. You knew this your whole life. And now you find a vehicle. You can say whatever you want about Forex trading, Iron Mastery. We find a vehicle to help show that the people we love, when they told us we could be whatever we want to be in this life, and they told us to get our priorities straight, we find a vehicle that could finally put a smile on their face. Not worried about no extra stuff, but putting a smile on my mother's face. And not a damn thing, not a damn broke vibe can get in the way of that. I don't care how much I love it or you. My number one thing is my priorities. My priorities have always been faith, putting the family on. Now you got to ask yourself, what are my priorities in this life? What are my priorities? And because of that, now you attack the day from a different perspective. We talk about you hitting the next level. You're not making money. You're not funded up. You're broke. You're not broke. Broke is a mentality. Even if you have $1 to your name, I know, I don't want to be transparent right now, but I know some leaders, I've been so grateful. You have to understand, a lot of these leaders, we grew up from the bottom. Like me and Delano Bender, we grew up from 6th grade, 5th grade. I remember when I was P1, Lana telling me, hey, Glow, help me here. And he never asked me for, this is why I know broke is not a mentality. And I always knew Lana was going to be extremely wealthy because Lana never asked me for money. He always asked me for wisdom because he was never a broke boy. Lana said, Nathan, can you teach me? Can you teach me? Then he gave his time to only IPAs. And now here he is, one of the youngest educators in the world, extremely successful. You have to understand, broke is not a state of how much resources you have in your bank account. Broke is a state of, how am I thinking about not even my resources, but how am I thinking about the acquisition of really acquiring these resources? So how am I thinking about evolving into this person who I'm looking to become? And it's not even, I don't want to even say broke is a state of that, because broke is not, because that can be still a state of being blessed, being woke, realizing, okay, this is who I'm looking to become. But broke is more so of just a loser's mentality. You just acting like you lost before we won. And you got to realize God put us around each other for us to teach each other. You're not going to like everything that everybody says. But at the end of the day, what I do when I don't like what somebody says, I go call my mother and ask her, Mom, how are you doing? And what do you want? No, Mom, what do you really want? What do we really need to do? Dad, what do we really need to do? Essay, what do we really need to do in these parts and these? Then I start to realize, okay, I have work to do. I have work to do. I can get mad at you. Or I can look at my real life and see, what do I have to really do? What's really going on? And and this is where now I say this is launch leaders talk. And I'm reminding you for who you are, because I know God made you hear this message for not because it was me, but because this is just the vicinity that we're in. But you have to ask yourself, what am I going to do today? What am I going to do today? Am I going to make the decision to be greater and do more for my family and what I really am signed up and I am actually for when I didn't really know nothing about Forex? Or am I going to fall into the typical average lane? There's a lot of different lanes going on right now, even within the house. People don't like me because I talk like this. There's a lot of different lanes. Which lane are you going to be in? And my family, our family, the whole trade house, you got to realize we're living in real life. We market on social media. We market on their life, society's time, but we live in real life. And that's why I've been able to make millions of dollars since 2017 with 600 followers on the internet, because I realized that my mother needed real life, not what her son was trying to be on the internet. And I worked towards what she needed and what my life needed on a day-to-day basis. And now, how do you do that, Nathan? How do I do that? I get it. I do it. Take your time back now. Clear your whole day. Tomorrow, what do you have to do? Tell me what you have to do in the morning. Work on my real life. See, I was in college. I was in college going to school working on the perception of who I am. But I was perceived, my perceived life. Then I realized I can just work on my real life. So now what I did with my time was I took it back. And I put it all to real life. What do you want to be doing now? You have 24 hours, work on real life, only launch. You have 24 hours. You want to take 15 minutes. This is what I could have really told you in the beginning of the training. You just want to take 15 minutes in the beginning of your day and really map out what you're going to do as it pertains to your 5 pillars. You need to map out what trainings you're going to get on for the day. You need to map out what trainings, leaders, we already know this, what trainings we should be hosting for the day. All right, we need to be mapping out what prospects calls we're going to be utilizing for the day. All right, we need to be mapping out how many posts we're going to be putting up for the day. All right, we need to be mapping out, we need to be mapping out what products we're looking to utilize. Someone says, what's the 5 pillars? Talk to your upline. They got you. I promise. Mr. Samuel is a little bit too, they got to preserve his voice. He can't say too much. But talk to your leaders. They are actually better than me. I gracefully say that. They are better than me. But everybody on this call, we need to realize, what I do with my time on a day-to-day basis is most important to my success. And you need to realize that God is going to throw opportunities that are disguised as maybe challenges, as distractions. And you need to make sure you maneuver through them the correct way so you can continue to win. All right, drop a 1 if this is making some sense. Drop a 1 if this is making some sense. Take your time back tomorrow. Do what your chairman leaders tell you to do. Focus on what they have set up in store for you. I promise you, these are the individuals I learned from. And pay attention to the whole command. I'm paying attention to Vic. I'm paying attention to Chairman Dan, Ruben, Ant, Marquita Jackson, Ricardo Hussey, Imran. I don't want to forget anybody. But that's the commands. Of course, we have a lot of beautiful other leaders. The Chairman 25s, 10s, beautiful leaders. You got DT, Max, Tia, Whitney, Kayla. Too many names to list. Beautiful. But you want to pay attention to everything that's going on. Staff as well, of course. All right, family, you guys know I love all the leaders. I actually talk to them on a daily basis, and we talk individually, and this is the most beautiful transaction, and has nothing to do with money and everything to do with love. But you got to realize that you have to start to honor the lives that they're providing for you. But you have to sacrifice who you are today to become this person who you are tomorrow. It's not even about becoming this person tomorrow. No, you need to sacrifice who you are today to become who you are tomorrow. You're already that person tomorrow, but today you need to sacrifice what you got going on. Maybe today you may have had a party, you may have had a move, you may have had a dish, you may have had that, Sacrifice that, right? Thrive in your solitude. These are key components that will allow for you to win. If you cannot win alone, you will never be able to win with anybody. So take the time, strive in your solitude, and start to build your book of wisdom. You don't want to build your book of products, build your book of TPs. All this stuff are great, but build your book of wisdom so you can forever have a take profit. So you can forever have a product. You want to be timeless. You see Ricardo Hussey, first it was SK5. Then it was Sensei. Then it was Naked Scanner. It was always Naked Scanner, excuse me. Then it was BYOB. Now we Swipe Coin Scalper. Because these are timeless individuals who realize that the book of wisdom is more important than the product itself. Take advantage of what you have. Family. All right? I'm going to leave you guys here with this. I want you guys to remember to focus on what's important, all right? Or what's important. No. How did I say it earlier? Because I want to say it the correct way. Focus on what's important so what's important can focus on you. Trust me. Don't try to focus on anything else tomorrow, family. Focus on what's important. You're going to have massive success in this business. You're going to advance in the next 15 days, 20 days. You are going to advance. All right. And it's going to be because you took your time back. I want you to be consciously aware of what you're doing with your time on a day-to-day basis. Strictly IPAs. Show the plan, show the plan, show the plan. Zoom, 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 zoom. Get on training, get on training, get on training, general training. Educate, educate, educate. Event, 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 event. Phone call, phone call, phone call. Three-way, three-way, three-way. Close, 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 close. Post, 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 post. Market, 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 market. Show the plan, show the plan, show the plan, show the plan. That is exactly what it's going to look like, family, on a day-to-day basis. And I remind you to stay humble. I want to remind you to stay grateful. And I want you to remind you to stay truthful. All right? Most importantly, with yourself. With yourself. The way you treat yourself, family, the way will be the way the world ultimately treats you. So remember to honor yourself, move in love with yourself, and craft yourself up. Stew yourself up. A lot of times we like to, I'm crafting, I'm stewing other. Craft yourself up. Sit down, craft your life up in 15 minutes before you start your day. Craft yourself up for 15 minutes before you start your day. All right? You'll be the greatest leader. You'll be the greatest leader this company has ever seen. All right, I am so grateful. I'm speaking that in your life now. I'm so happy and grateful now that on this call, we have the greatest leaders that the company has ever seen, the greatest leaders that the industry has ever seen. And if no one told you today, I want you to know that Mr. Samuel loves you from the bottom of his heart. And I will always push you to be the greatest version of yourself. Why? Because I know these will be the people, all right, who will teach me when I am in a time of need, or who will teach me when I'm in a time, all right, of just needing love and family. All right, so go out there tomorrow, go out there tonight, and do the hard work. All right, you need to look at your favorite leaders. Look at your favorite Imrans, your favorite Ricks, your favorite Blase, Vicks, all the great leaders, DTs, the Jazz, the Maxes. Shout out my brother Mac. You need to look at these leaders, and you need to say, look at Rick, now you're trying to run. You need to look at these leaders and say, you know what? It's not about being better. It was about my biggest joy was watching my leaders run right next to me. Imran telling me, you know what, Nate, I'm going to run right next to you. Jamie, I'm going to run right next to you. Rick, I'm going to run right next to you. Raph, shout out my brother Raph, I'm going to run right next to you. The goal is not to pass anybody up, work harder than someone. The goal is to work just as hard as your greatest leaders. Because you have to realize the individual about who you are, your individuality, your unique story, and when you came in, that's how your downline is going to be like, nah, that's my chairman. No. I love you guys. See you guys at the top.